You have to be a light in the world. What doesn't transmit light creates its own darkness. Marcus Aurelius tells us this. If you're not a light, if you're not transmitting light, then you are darkness. You are creating darkness. It's like when people try and state how good they are, and they just list a bunch of stuff they don't do. They don't do drugs, or they don't drink, or they don't watch pornography, or they don't gamble. Those are just things you shouldn't do in general, or things that, they're not plus ones. It's just minus. It's like when you're not walking around transmitting light, you're not saying hello to people, you're not giving smiles, you're not saying good morning, good afternoon, how are you doing, sparking conversation with the person that looks a little down. You're not, just because you can't walk. It's like when you can also commit an injustice by doing nothing. Marcus Aurelius also says this. And how true that is. And I feel like as a society, we have to stop just doing the bare minimum. I didn't make fun of somebody today. Like, why is that looked at as good? I mean, it's not bad. Obviously, you don't want to make fun of people, but it's like the bare minimum. Like, it's just, everyone's just striving for the bare minimum. Striving just to be an okay, human being, doing what you should be doing. But that's not how life should be. It's not, I don't partake in all these negatives, therefore I am good. You're not fighting against the negatives, though. You're not contributing, but you're not adding to the good side. You're just neutral. And, I feel like back in school, they would always say, if you see someone being bullied, you don't do anything about it, you're just as bad or worse than the bully. And, for a while, I'd hear that, and I'd think, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. I'm not bullying that person. How am I just as bad as the bully? The person who is committing the injustice. That doesn't make any sense. And, kind of just brush it off as one of those things teachers say because they just want to stop bullying. But, it really is true. You are worse than the bully if you see it and don't do anything about it. Worse might be a stretch. I still don't know if you're worse, actually. But you're just as bad for sure. You're definitely just as bad. And I know, it's hard to stand up against wrongs. You got to put yourself out there. You got to go out on a limb. And it's so much easier just to be neutral and just to be, I'm not doing wrong, so I'm not wrong. It's not my fault, this person's wrong. You have a moral obligation, I believe, to help others, to help people. We were put on this earth for other human beings. You just can't sit in your little ball and sit in a corner all day and just let the world pass you by. And, you never do anything bad. You don't hurt people, you don't murder, you don't do all these evils, but you don't do anything good either. So, if you're really not fighting against evil, are you really good?